Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Chanel's Reality. I'm Chanel, and this is my reality. Good morning, all. It's what time is it? 1:20 a.m. and I'm not asleep. I'm still on these, in these YouTube streets. I'm trying to make a dollar out of 15 cents. No, I'm joking. So I was reading earlier that um the diddler, as people are calling him now, which I think kind of diminishes who he really is. He's really evil. But I want to come on here briefly and talk about his attorney's request for a gag order, basically on anyone, any attorney of any witness. Diddy's attorney basically wants to gag them. So if any attorney wants to come on TV or any platform, doesn't matter if it's on TikTok, YouTube, the internet, it doesn't matter. They do not, or on television, they do not want anybody's attorney and or any alleged victim or anyone claiming that Diddy did anything to them. They do not want them to be able to say anything because it's going to somehow prejudice the jury against him if he ever goes to trial. And it's like, no, he pretty much, he did that himself on his own. He created the situation that he's in. He beat the brakes off of Cassie in that hallway. That is what prejudiced the public against Diddy, not whatever the victims are saying or their attorneys are saying. But I do find it very interesting that Diddy wants to stop anyone from saying anything bad about him, even though he's this evil, treacherous human being. It is just laughable to me. It's like, no, don't say anything bad about me, even though I've done the worst of the worst to anyone. I've done so much gutter snipe. I can't even say it on YouTube. I mean, does it get any worse? You could say what you want about all of the treacherous predators like the R. Kellys, the Weinsteins, the Epsteins, so many people in the entertainment industry or that are wealthy or that have access and influence. We could talk for days about their terrible behavior. But I don't know of any of these people who have unalived other people. And then Diddy is like, oh, I don't want anyone to say anything negative about me. I don't want their attorney saying anything. So let's gag everybody. That's what he thinks is okay. Let's just shut everybody up. You want to gag them from telling the truth because you think it's going to somehow help you? Because that's really what this is. I want this noise shut down. I want everybody to go back to mute, just like all of the entertainment industry somehow has gone on mute. No one has anything to say, with the exception of I did a video like a day or two ago on DJ Envy. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Aren't you in a whole lawsuit, DJ Envy, with that Caesar guy for fraud? I think you need to sit over there and shut the hell up. You shouldn't be trying to help your boy Diddy out. But it does feel like him and a few others like Ray J who've come out and said something. It just makes me seem it just feels very concocted. It doesn't seem genuine. Why do you think he needs to get out of jail now? Why do you think he should be allowed to fight this case from the outside when he's clearly a terrorist? I don't know why you would want a terrorist out here in the wild, DJ MV. But I guess Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Shitty Diddy, whatever you want to call him, has Brother Love, whatever. I think that's his new name, Brother Love. He, excuse me, guys. He has sent out his attorney to say, I need you to tell everybody to shut the hell up. So I just want to listen to want to let you guys listen to this young lady. She's another content creator. She's an attorney. She went to Ivy League University and passed the bar. And she has a show on YouTube called That Surprise Witness and BJ Investigates. So she's going to kind of give a breakdown of what Diddy's attorneys want in this gag order that they are petitioning the court for. So let's just listen to what she has to say. Let me add her. Oh, hold on one second. Let me share my screen. Okay, here we go.
See here on Diddy's criminal docket, as of today, October 23rd, 2024, there has been a motion filed. This is a letter motion, meaning it is in the form of a letter addressed to the judge, and it's from Diddy's lawyer, Mark Agnifilo. Now, what is this letter, you might be wondering? It is the language for the proposed gag order. It also, I guess, apparently includes this exhibit, Exhibit A. So, this is the letter right here. This is the filing, and it is dated as of today, October 23rd, and it was also filed today. All right, defendant Sean Combs respectfully submits this letter to Your Honor's invitation to propose language for the gag order. This gag order was requested by Mark Agnifilo, Diddy's lawyer, as partial relief for the government's leaks of, quote, confidential, damaging, and false information to the press. The letter goes on to say basically that Diddy and his lawyer believe that Exhibit A, which is their proposed gag order, accomplishes the intended purposes of the requested relief to ensure that leaks as well as damaging and false information, which are undermining Diddy's right to a fair trial, will stop, while including reciprocal restraints on the defense. So he's saying, look, it goes both ways. We're all going to be bound by it. It's going to be the government, but also reciprocally, they're going to apply those same limitations onto me and my client, etc. The proposal also reinforces the party's existing obligation under the protective order and this local criminal rule. Mark Agnifilo, this is Diddy's lawyer, goes on to say, unfortunately, however, we are unable to submit Exhibit A as a joint proposal because after extensive back and forth between the government and Diddy since that October 10th conference, the parties have been unable to reach an agreement on the order. So just Diddy submitted it, and basically they were supposed to kind of come to a mutual understanding with the government, but they were unable to do that. Agnifilo says, we did narrow the disputes, however, and understand that most, but not all of the language in this proposed gag order is acceptable to the government. So he's like, they do agree with most of this. It was just, we couldn't come to a whole entire 100% agreement consensus. At this juncture, the court's intervention is critical. This is Diddy's lawyer saying, please, court, please intervene, because agents involved in the investigation have continued their leaks. They're accusing the government of leaking stuff. And they're damaging and false information to the press in the wake of the October 10th status conference, only by heightening the need, Diddy is saying, for the gag order to be issued as soon as possible. Then he goes ahead and gives some more examples like he did the last time. Now we're talking about deadline.com, about a law enforcement officer or a law enforcement source with knowledge of the case. Another article, quote, this is all about shaming the alleged victims. It's part of the defense's offense course of action. They'll try anything. They're talking about CNN articles. And so Diddy's lawyer says the principal disagreement between the parties stems from the fact that the government continues to resist language that will ensure that the order covers all agents who may be exposed to grand jury materials and other confidential information related to the investigation and prosecution in this case. The government wanted the order only to cover agents, quote, assigned to the investigation, rather than any agents who acquire confidential information. Okay, so put another way, what Diddy and his lawyer are saying to the judge in this letter motion is that the main point of disagreement between Diddy and them and the government has to do with who the government is willing to agree to be restricted, or should I say covered by the gag order. So who is this gag order supposed to apply to? Well, Diddy's lawyer and the government, they are disagreeing. Diddy's lawyer and Diddy's side wants it to apply to more people. They want it to apply to more individuals, more people. The government, they want it to apply to fewer people, but specifically, it's like they don't really want to be held responsible for all these people's gag order. Agnifilo, Diddy's lawyer, is also saying that the government objected to the specific reference to the Department of Homeland Security. So the government did not want the Department of Homeland Security's officers to be covered by this gag order for some reason, apparently. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm just reading on what this letter motion says. These objections would defeat the purpose of the order,
Right.
Diddy's lawyer says.
Right.
Whether an agent is officially, quote, assigned to an investigation or not shouldn't matter. Indeed, which agents are responsible for the leaks is actually unknown. So Diddy's lawyer is saying, if we can't get down, this isn't just some tiny little teeny tiny disagreement over this gag order, Your Honor. Diddy's lawyer is saying it's a huge deal because we don't even know who it is over there that's leaking stuff. We need to put a gag order on everybody that could possibly have access to the information. Now, importantly, this is just one-sided information coming from Diddy's lawyer. I do not know if this is true or not. I'm just, taking it for face value. Agnifilo says it's actually possible that those responsible are not officially assigned to the case, but maybe instead they had gotten access to that sensitive investigative information, including grand jury material, either by a lesser involvement. Maybe they just assisted with the execution of a search warrant, or maybe some other occasional task to touch the investigation, or maybe it was through rumors or gossip within the agency. There's really no good reason the order should not reach any such agents, Diddy's lawyer is saying. Indeed, the point of the order is to reach whoever may be in a position to leak and provide damaging and false information. And this is all, again, for the purported purpose of protecting Diddy's right to a fair trial. Agnifilo says, oh, wait, hold on. There is one more disagreement. We got another one, Your Honor. And that disagreement stems from the government's proposed language regarding the party's local criminal rule 23.1 obligations. Mark says the government has proposed additional language that the government wants to act like more closely tracks the obligations of these rules. Mark Agnifilo says, we believe the government's proposed language is over-inclusive and doesn't accurately capture the text of the rule. Okay, so they have a disagreement on how to interpret this specific rule 23.1 under the local criminal rules. Diddy's lawyer says, we recognize that it would have been preferable to come to the court with joint language. However, as the court conference was 13 days ago, and in that time, the parties could not agree on the scope of the order or on the proposed language concerning Rule 23. The defense, that's Diddy, thought it best to move forward with a proposed order and the instant letter. The government advises that they intend to submit their own filing. Okay, so this is telling us right here they were kind of in a race a little bit, and Diddy's lawyer did beat the government. They are both going to file their own versions of the gag order. And I guess hopefully, the judge decides which one's the most fair. But yeah, okay. So Mark Agnifilo is saying right here, the government is telling me that they intend to submit their own filing as well. So be on the lookout for that, Your Honor.
No.
So then he does go ahead and sign it. So here is his proposed gag order. It is 2 pages long. Okay, and it says, see up here, proposed order. September 17th, 2024, the above referenced indictment charging Sean Combs was unsealed. Okay, we already knew that. Okay, so this is the proposed order. As you'll see, it's not signed, right? It's just a proposal. It's kind of like, here's our version, Your Honor, as far as Mark Agnifilo goes, and Diddy. And then it's going to be the government's is going to be coming as well. And they're probably going to look pretty similar. Okay, so here is Diddy's proposal. Number 1, it is hereby ordered all assistant U.S. attorneys and staff members working under their supervision or at their direction, and all local and federal law enforcement agents assisting any aspect of the investigation. So this is very broad. See, all of them assisting any aspect of the investigation or prosecution of the above referenced case and any related grand jury proceedings. So any and all of these types of people. And then they go ahead and say a little enumerated list, but they're like, but it's not only this, right? Including but not limited to any of the following people. They want all these people to be gag ordered. Employees of the Department of Homeland Security, collectively the government, shall not directly or indirectly disclose any grand jury material, including to any person associated with the press or any public communications media. Okay, so no press, no public communications media. I guess that's like the news. I guess that would be blogs or even, YouTube or whatever. I mean, nobody ever comes talk to me and I don't want them to. So that's not an issue for over here. Okay, it goes on the proposal, quote, nor shall the government, and that includes Department of Homeland Security and everybody else, disclose or authorize the disclosure of any non-public information, including information produced pursuant to the protective order, entered in this case as docket number 26, or opinion that a reasonable person would expect to be disseminated by means of public communication. Okay, so I think that covers everything like YouTube and TikTok and everything. Okay, so got it. It does not limit any attorney for the government from sharing non-public information with any individual if such disclosure is necessary. Okay, they put a little catch-all in there like, okay, yeah, obviously, if it's really necessary for this trial, that's not what we're talking about. Number 2, the second paragraph of 2, so the final paragraph of this proposal says, the defendant, Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs, all attorneys for the defendant, and any individuals working under their supervision or at their direction in connection with the defense of this case shall not directly or indirectly disclose or authorize the disclosure of any non-public information. Okay, it looks like the same thing. Including information produced pursuant to the protective order entered as docket number 26 that a reasonable person would expect to be disseminated. Okay, it's pretty much the same. Yeah.
So basically, Diddy and his attorney or attorneys are looking for the smallest little crease in the law that will allow them to silence the public or silence other people who have platforms and say, we want to silence the government. Anyone that has any type of a connection to this case, we want to silence them. And therefore, once we do that, then the public, people like me, that surprise witness, and whomever else, other content creators, will be silenced because they won't have anything to talk about because the government won't be allowed to give them any information that isn't already public, right? That's what Diddy's attorneys are doing. And I think they're doing that because they're like, listen, as long as the public is involved and people can continue to call him evil, we're never going to move anywhere in this case. So we have to take it out of the media. We have to get it out of the media somehow so that people can move on. And I think they're hoping they can do that before Thanksgiving. Because if they can do that before Thanksgiving and then people are all in a jolly mood, they're hoping people won't care. And then they can get back to their nefarious, dealings and business of getting him out of jail, in my opinion. But anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. You think this is going to work? I don't personally think it's going to work, but you think it's going to work? Do you think this is a scare tactic or a good tactic to get Diddy out of jail? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Talk to you guys later. Bye.